Today I want to give you the top 10 family tips for going to SeaWorld. And this could be SeaWorld Orlando, SeaWorld San Antonio, SeaWorld San Diego, or perhaps even the new SeaWorld Abu Dhabi, which is now my #1 SeaWorld that I want to go to because it sounds amazing. But today I want to give you the tips that can help your family survive at SeaWorld and get the most out of it. SeaWorld was founded in 1964 and it was originally planned to be like a seawater type show with a restaurant. And after doing some coordination and figuring things out, they realized that the restaurant wasn't the most profitable option for them, and so they decided to open up a park instead. And how grateful we are for that, because SeaWorld is unique, it's one of a kind, and top of its class in terms of water shows combined with an amusement park type atmosphere. The very first SeaWorld was actually located it was called SeaWorld, Ohio, which sounds kind of weird to us now because there is not a SeaWorld, Ohio. This SeaWorld was actually sold to Six Flags, who later sold it to Cedar Fair, and now it's been closed down. They closed down in 2016. My #1 tip is there are kiddie rides at every single SeaWorld park. And so while you have all of the shows and amazing animals and things like that, they do actually have kiddie rides there. And they also have their kiddie area always set up in Sesame Street or the Sesame World, because they're partnered with Sesame Street. And so they have all sorts of Sesame characters. All of the rides are themed to Sesame Street. And so if you're planning to go to SeaWorld, I would highly recommend exposing your children to Sesame Street so that when they see all of the stuff that they have at the park, then they get excited about it because they know what Sesame Street is. We made a monster! And if you're like me, my kids haven't watched a lot of Sesame Street, which almost sounds kind of criminal, but they haven't. So expose your kids to that, and that way they get excited when they see all of the Sesame Street characters.
Oh yeah! Taylor Traventures. Sesame Street.
We are literally on Sesame Street right now. My #2 tip at SeaWorld is to look at the shows before you go. SeaWorld has a lot of awesome shows, and I'm gonna highlight 4 in particular. These are the 4 that I think you need to see, especially if you have a family. Take a look at when those shows are going on and plan your day accordingly. You might even wanna look at a map and see where they are and figure out when you want to go to each show, so that way you can cut off the rides and you have time to go to these amazing shows. Because I don't say this at very many parks, but the shows take priority at SeaWorld. Most of the time I'm all about the rides, but not at SeaWorld. Go to the shows. The first show I want to talk to you about is the Sesame Street show. This one's actually not my favorite. We only went to it because of the kids. It's basically got a music track and all of the characters dance to it for, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes. And it was fine, and honestly, it wasn't my kids' favorite show either. This is the lowest priority show for me. If you have to cut a show, cut the Sesame Street one. You can see Sesame Street on TV, so. The next show I want to talk to you about is the Beluga Whale and Dolphin show. And this one's just really cool. They have the dolphins doing tricks. They do them all like synchronized to the music, and it's wonderful. And the beluga whales are just delightful, friendly creatures that look really bizarre. Like they've got a brain on top of their skull or something. But that was really fun too. My kids loved watching the trainers and watching the whales do what the trainers told them to, and that was awesome. The third show I want to tell you about is my absolute favorite show, and that is the Orca show. I know that the Orca show has had some controversy about it, but that doesn't change the fact that it is one of the most amazing animal shows that I have ever seen in my life. Like, I can't help but exclaim, wow, when I'm watching it, because it is that amazing. And my kids loved it too. And the cool thing about the Orca show, well, the cool thing about all the shows really is that they are like splashing the audience, and they make it so interactive and fun. You absolutely have to go to the Orca show if they're having one the day you visit the park. The last show that I'm going to talk about is the one that I think you absolutely have to go if you're bringing kids to the park, and that's the Sea Lion show. It might sound crazy that sea lions are the highlight, but for my kids, it was their favorite show, hands down, at the park. They were laughing so hard, and like, you have to go. If you have kids, go to the Sea Lion show. The Orca show is in my opinion, the best show for the adults, but if you want to watch your kids light up, go to the Sea Lion show. It was awesome. My number 3 tip is to buy Fastpasses. The Fastpasses at SeaWorld actually aren't that expensive, especially when you compare it to Fastpasses at other parks. I'm talking to you, Cedar Fair, you have a lot of very expensive Fastpasses, but the ones at SeaWorld are not too bad. And if you're coming from out of town and you've got kids and you want to make sure that the kids can ride their rides and you can ride all the rides that you want to ride, definitely get a fast pass so that the adults can breeze through the lines really quickly and then be back with their kids hanging out with them. And it also helps you to be able to spend the day watching shows instead of standing in line all day. Also, when you're at SeaWorld with your kids, make sure that you have time to check out all of the animal exhibits. And they have a lot of these that are just, there is no line, they just are out and about, kind of like a zoo where you walk by and you're like, oh my goodness, there's a bunch of platypuses. I don't actually know if they have platypuses. There's a bunch of sharks, and they have all these different types of exhibits throughout the park, and you can go and see the animals. It's not a show, but just see them in a natural type of habitat. And it's so much fun to just watch the animals, and your kids will love it too. So I know you're not at the zoo and you're probably paying for a lot of other types of experiences, but this is a really cool thing to do. The one thing I do have to say is if you are in SeaWorld Orlando, you have to go to the penguin exhibit. I'm not overstating this when I say that it was a life-changing experience for me. The penguin exhibit at SeaWorld Orlando is amazing. So no matter what else you have planned, make sure you go to the SeaWorld Orlando penguin exhibit. And if you buy the Fast Pass, you actually get to use the Fast Pass on the penguin exhibit as well. I think just once though. So definitely make that one of your stops when you're at SeaWorld Orlando. My number 5 tip is prepare to get wet. Whatever that means for your family. Like if your kid doesn't like being wet, maybe bring a change of clothes or prepare them that they're going to get wet. If you need to apply some sunscreen because like every time you get wet, you get more sunburned. Whatever that means for you. If you go to SeaWorld, any of the SeaWorlds, chances are you're going to get wet at some point throughout the course of the day.
We just rode Infinity Falls and we're soaking wet. Look at my pants. They're wet. Those are some very wet pants.
Whether it's at the Orca show or any of the shows, whether you ride on some of the wet rides, just plan on being wet during the day and it will make your life a little easier. Maybe don't make your kids wear jeans that day because jeans take forever to dry. They do have nursing areas at the park. So if you have a baby that is being breastfed or perhaps needs a little extra assistance like with diaper changes or a nap, they do have a building with a nursing area for you. And so if you need to have a little privacy, then they have that option available for you. And that's if you want some privacy while breastfeeding. I mean, I'm a mom, I am all about if your kid is hungry, you just feed them whenever and wherever. But this helps make it a little bit more comfortable for you if you need it. SeaWorld parks do allow you to bring a GoPro on rides as long as you have a wrist, like a certified wrist strap or a chest strap to keep it attached to your body. And that I think is a really cool feature of SeaWorld parks. A lot of other parks don't let you do that. I think this is a great way to be able to document your day at SeaWorld, and it makes it really fun and exciting to like have those memories for forever. And it also keeps the other passengers safe. I can't tell you how many times we've been on a train where someone has pulled out their cell phone. And honestly, it is very, very dangerous to have your cell phone out on a roller coaster because it can like hit someone and kill them. So just think about that the next time you want to pull out your cell phone. But if you are going to SeaWorld, you can have a GoPro mounted so that you can capture those amazing moments. The other cool thing about using a GoPro on rides is you can capture the very first time that your kid goes on a roller coaster, for example. And so I think that is just super special and a good move by SeaWorld. My number 8 tip is if you are going to be waiting in line for food, then just recognize that it will probably be a bit of a wait. Like I think we waited about an hour for our food. So maybe have one parent go stand in line while the other one is helping the kids ride rides, or also just bring some snacks to tide them over so you don't have to wait in line as frequently. And that's not at all SeaWorld parks, and it depends on when you go and what time of year and when you actually decide to stand in line, like if you stand in line at noon when everyone else is trying to get lunch, then you might have a problem. But if you wait until about 2 o'clock, you're probably good to go. So just kind of think about that when you're planning out your meal structure throughout the day. My number 9 tip, all day dining, is it worth it? This is like a huge question that everyone wants to ask, because it is nice to have a meal plan where you don't have to pay for food. But when you're traveling as a family, 6 meal plans can really add up, and a lot of times you might not even need that many. So what we do with our all-day dining is we buy 1 meal plan for every 2 people. So we have a family of 6, we would buy 3 meal plans. And that just helps you to not have to worry so much about the monetary aspect of it while you're actually at the park. You don't feel like you're getting reamed every single time that your kid says that they're hungry. And you get to have an enjoyable experience that way, but it also gives enough food to last the day without breaking the bank. So I would bring a couple extra snacks and buy 1 dining plan for every 2 people, and we share meals. The other cool thing that they have at SeaWorld Orlando for my number 10 tip is that sometimes buying the animal experience is worth it. We were gifted the dolphin tour, and so we got to go, and it was kind of a private tour because the other group that we were supposed to go with didn't show up. So it was just our family, and it was so fun getting to have that up close personal interaction with the dolphin. Our kids, I think, will remember that for the rest of their lives, and it's just fun to have that personalized animal experience. If you want something to remember SeaWorld more than just SeaWorld, then definitely think about getting one of those animal experiences. I know it is an extra add-on additional charge, but it is a really cool experience and something to think about. We hope you guys enjoy your day at SeaWorld. Let me know if I have forgotten anything, or if you have any other cool tips and tricks in the comments below. We want to create an atmosphere where everyone can get all of the family travel information that they need. So leave the comment, like, comment, and subscribe. That's the only way we can grow. Thank you so much. Peace.